Franklin here. How was your week? I trust and hope it was really very productive, and hopefully you were able to get a lot of awesome and amazing tasks done. Happy St. Patrick's Day for those of you who celebrate. I am representing. I'm wearing my green, even though this doesn't look so greenish, but it's actually green, but dark green, whatever kind of green, but it's green. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you've had a very good day so far. So for the last 2 days, I've been attending a webinar. It's called Unleash the Power Within by Tony Robbins. If you don't know him, he's really very amazing. He's perhaps one of the top peak performance coach and life and business strategist. Very well known, and he's done a lot of awesome job. So it's a 4-day event, and today was day 2. It's been awesome and amazing, and I've learned a whole lot. And so what I just thought to do in this video is to share one of the things that I learned from the event so far. This was one thing that I learned on day 1, and it is the success cycle. What is the success cycle? So literally the success cycle, like the name implies, it just shows the flow that happens from the conception of, say, a particular idea up until the results that we get. And the very interesting thing is that this success cycle is one thing that applies definitely to every different areas of our lives. For that particular project, or say business activity that you're doing, or career activity, it can be explained literally through the success cycle. And I'm going to break it down for you. So the success cycle in it contains 4 different elements, and the starting point is the belief or certainty. The belief and certainty. Next is the potential. That's the level of potential. Obviously, our potential is limitless, right? There is no bound to the potential that we have, and we only just exhibit certain level, or we're able to draw a certain level of potential depending on the level of belief we have, say, on ourselves. And moving on from the potential then leads to the action that we take. A number of times the action we take is usually a function of our level of commitments, the level of potential that we were able to tap from our reserve of potential. And obviously the action we take usually produces the results. And if we take big action, intelligent action, it will most likely lead to corresponding results. And the results that we get fits back into our belief. It affirms our belief. Maybe you've taken some actions at some point and you got a particular result, an outcome, and you kind of told yourself, I knew I could do it. So that result fed back into your belief, and it affirmed your belief. And maybe you've also taken some action at some point and you just said to yourself, I knew I couldn't do it. Or I knew I just couldn't do it. And the result that you got just informed again your belief, and it affirms your belief. So I'm just going to give a very good example. So let's say that you are working on a project, right? It's a new project that you've been assigned to do, maybe on your job, or say on your business. And for that project, you have very, very high level of certainty that, number 1, you're able to make it happen, that you're going to succeed running that project, and it's going to be a very huge and massive success. And the other thing too is that you believe that you have what it takes to make it happen, and so your level of certainty is very high. You have a high level of certainty and high level of belief. What do you think what result do you think this will have on your level of potential, the potential you will draw? It's going to be huge, right? So because you have a very high level of belief in that project, you're going to draw huge amounts of potential from your reservoir. And because you have drawn this huge amount of potential from your reservoir, you're going to take huge and massive action, because to you, you know you can do it, you know it's possible, and you know that you have the potential to make it happen. And so you're going to be committed to that, to making it happen. And for that reason, you're going to stay up late, you're going to work as hard as you possibly can, maybe even deprive yourself of sleep, because again, you believe that you have what it takes to make it happen, and you drew a very huge amount of potential from your reservoir. And so you've taken huge, massive action. What kind of result do you think that will produce? Massive, right? So the chances that the result would be really very successful is going to be very high, because here you've taken very huge amounts of huge effort. You put huge efforts and you've taken massive action. And so the result you get is definitely correspondingly going to be a successful one. And once you got that successful results, you then reaffirm your level of belief, and you tell yourself, I knew I could do it. So now you believe that you're the kind of person who gets work done. So this is how the success cycle continues, and that's how come like people who produce successful outcome, they continue to produce successful outcome, because the cycle just continues to go in the same cycle, in the feedback loop. And the same thing too would happen if, for example, for that same project, you just didn't believe that you had what it takes to make it happen, and you just did not even believe that it was possible to accomplish it. Well, if that's the case, then you're going to draw very little potential from your limitless pool of potential. And because you've drawn little potential, you're likely not going to put in huge amount of effort. You put very little, tiny amount of effort, because in the first place you believed that it couldn't be done, and you did not even believe that you had what it took to make it happen. And for that reason, you put in very little effort, and because you put in very little effort, what do you think the result and the outcome is going to be? Nothing. You're going to have like very poor results, and because you had the poor results, you then tell yourself, I told you, I knew I couldn't do it. And so the same thing too just happens and continues to go on and on and on. And that's how come, say, someone can be stuck in a successful pattern or stuck also in a failure pattern because of this success cycle. So with that said, looking at the results that you're getting for that particular project, or that particular project that you're working on, or that activity you've been doing, is the results you're getting is the expected outcome? In other words, are you getting the outcome that is successful? If not, maybe you want to question yourself. Going back to the initial point, do you believe in the first place that you have what it takes to make it happen? And do you also believe that it's possible? And also, if that's the case, what's the level of potential that you've been drawing out from your reservoir, and what's the level of action you've been taking? I really like this cycle really very much, because it's very systematic, and it just helps you to see that if you're not getting the result you want, it's because you're not putting in the required level of effort, and you're not taking the required action that would get that result. And you're likely not putting the required effort and taking the action required because you're not drawing much from your reservoir of potential. And the reason you're not drawing out from your reservoir of potential is because you most likely don't even believe that you're able to make that thing happen. And so I just kind of want to challenge you to see what area of your life where you're not getting the results you want, and see how you can apply the success cycle so that you can begin producing the level of success that you want in that area of your life. And definitely I'd love to hear from you as well how it went. Again, this is something that I learned from the Tony Robbins event that I'm currently attending. Hopefully in the next couple of videos I'll be sharing some of other lessons and techniques that I am learning as well. So you're watching this and you are a professional who is looking to get some help and support with achieving some of your personal and professional goals, more specifically in the area of increasing your income or living a more fulfilled life. If that's you, then I have a life coaching program that could just be exactly what you require. On the program, I normally just help my clients with, first of all, creating their vision of that compelling future, and then helping them coming up with the strategies and the plans to help them achieve the vision and the goal. And so they know exactly what needs to be done on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis so they can get closer and closer to achieving the set goals and the vision. If it's something that you'll be interested in, you can send me a DM and you can get on a free complimentary call to see if this is also a good fit as well. I look forward to connecting with you and maybe even getting to help you make those dreams become a reality. Thanks for watching, and obviously don't forget that you are more than enough, you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are loved. John Franklin here. God bless and peace.